Jesus' Morning Plan, a reflection on the Gospel of Mark, verses 35 through 39. I have a long-standing enjoyment for deserted places. I think this is mostly because the fishing is better and I need the alone time. I have noticed here of late it is getting harder to find these places. Cell phone coverage is eliminating some of my quiet zones. I also have far more limitations, walking wise, than I used to. So my deserted places are harder to reach these days. Now, they are not impossible, but it does take a bit more effort. I also know they are even more important to my well-being than ever before, as they are my holy places. To unplug from humanity and replug into God's eternal message and viewed in his creation. In the first chapter of the Gospel of Mark, verse 35, we are told that Jesus got up before the crack of dawn, went to a deserted place, and prayed. Sounds like a fishing trip to me. All kidding aside, I see a formula here that is worth pondering. Number one, Jesus rose up early to have time with God. Number two, Jesus went to a place in nature so as not to be distracted. And number three, Jesus' first conversation of each day was with the Father. As I sit here by this river, pondering Mark's sharing of how Jesus began his day, I glimpse a wisdom often rushed past. Nature, by its very existence, gives testimony to the presence of God the Creator. Paul in Romans 1, chapter 1, 18 through 25, spells out what happens to the soul that refuses to see this truth. As for me, I see the artistry in it all, and I get why Jesus went to the deserted places to pray. He wanted to be in the cathedral God built that human hands could not duplicate. For this Lent, I have set my soul to follow Jesus's morning plan. Number one, I'm going to rise early and start my day with God in thanksgiving. Number two, I'm going to spend as much time as I can in God's cathedral. And number three, I'm going to start each day with God being my first and most important conversation. I invite you to join with me in trying Jesus' morning plan. And let's see how differently our Lent goes this year.